Hey guys, welcome to ScareTheater, and today I'm going to be talking about two-sentence horror stories, which was requested by the Tears of Crying Children, my number one fangirl, official and trademarked. So here we go. I'm sure that we have all read a story that really scared us, or at least gave us the chills. Some of the greatest horror stories can be as little as one paragraph, and others can be full novels. But it takes a lot of skill to write a legitimately scary horror story in only 2 sentences. For that reason, I think this is a very unique genre. One 2-sentence horror story that I'm sure most of you are familiar with goes like this. The last man on Earth sat alone in a room. There was a knock at the door. This is in fact only the first 2 sentences taken out of a longer story called Knock, which was written by Frederick Brown in 1948. But it's still pretty fascinating that those 2 sentences can stand out as a story themselves. Ever since 2-sentence horror stories became a genre, they've showed up on a lot of places. There's actually an official website dedicated to them called 2sentencestories.com. The website has 2-sentence stories that are non-horror related too, but most of them are horror stories. Because of how little I heard about 2-sentence horror stories, I figured I would list my top 13 favorite 2-sentence horror stories. 13. She's much happier here with me. On the ground she was so alone. 12. I always thought my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face. Until one day, when I realized that she was always looking just behind me. 11. I'll never forget my first time. I was so nervous my hands were shaking, but it felt right. When it was over, I laid next to her, unable to wipe the smile from my face, thinking about how much I wanted to do it again. I couldn't wait to kill again. 10. As I tucked her in, my daughter said, "Goodbye, Daddy." I explained that at night we say good night, not goodbye, but she replied, "Not tonight, Daddy. Tonight, it's goodbye." 9. The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long, rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream, but as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door creak open. 8. I awoke to the sound of the baby monitor crackling with a voice comforting my firstborn child. As I adjusted to a new position, my arm brushed against my wife, sleeping next to me. 7. My friend Paul's mom called my house, looking for him. "I haven't seen him," I said, double-checking the basement door to make sure it was locked. 6. I never go to sleep, but I keep waking up. 5. I can't move, breathe, speak, or hear. It's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have been cremated instead. 4. I begin tucking him into bed, and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement, and see him, another him, under the bed staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed." 3. I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like hammering woke me. After that, I could barely hear the muffled sound of dirt covering the coffin over my screams. 2. I'm staring in the mirror when my reflection suddenly smiles, turns, and walks out of the reflected door of my bedroom. I turn, and am confronted by endless darkness. 1. They say it appears behind you after reading about it, but that can't be true. Can it? Those were just some of my favorite 2-sentence horror stories. Are there any ones that I didn't include in this list that you really liked? If so, leave them in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.